Hello and welcome back to another new edition of Windows and Current Affairs. And as we are expecting the upcoming huge climate change summit, international summit, COP27, that is supposed to be held in the Red Sea Resort of Sharm el-Sheikh this year, inshallah. Of course, the Egyptian administration and the whole government is very keen on bringing to the whole world the latest precautions, the latest decisions, the latest plans and programs to be able to stand up to the challenges of climate change. And in this regard, the administration have assigned and directed all the people concerned with this particular program, the climate change program, to be able to gather people who are working on that particular issue and form a huge platform to be able to participate in the international climate forum that is going to be held in Sharm el-Sheikh, COP27. And in this regard, of course, the Climate Ambassadors Initiative is an initiative, a very important, successful initiative that has been taken a while ago and supported by people who are experts in that particular field, and they're working tooth and nail to be able to effect some changes and hopefully, inshallah, participating in COP27. We're very delighted to be having with us here Dr. Gilan Abdul Razik. She's former Dean Media Department, Suez University. Good evening, Dr.
Good evening, Dina. Good evening.
So, what is the story?
Can we please first send
what
our
would you
greetings?
like to talk about first?
Yes, send our greetings.
Let's go back and talk about the International Youth Forum and the very important session that was held, the road from Glasgow to Sharm el-Sheikh, which was a very important, successful.
Yes, it is.
Talk to us about this session and what exactly were the main important points that were taken in that session.
First, let me send our greetings to our police officers because this is the 70th anniversary of the police in Egypt, and also send our greetings to the YAS, the Egyptian YAS, where our President Abdul al-Sisi believed in them, and he gave them the support and also the duty to make the event of the World Youth Forum, which is very important, and this was the first edition for the WYF. As you know, this was very important because we returned back, as the slogan of this forum was the Back Together, where we gathered 5,000 youths from different countries all over the world, and it's very important. Really let us greet our youth because of this great achievement that they proved themselves in front of the world for creating, for coordinating, for everything. And they were caring about very important issue, which was the climate change and how we adapt with the climate change. As this is the main issue of your program today. As you know, climate change is, there was in Paris Agreement 2015, they started to talk about this important issue and what we are going to face the coming years. The first day of this forum, there was a session held by Prime Minister Dr. Mustafa Madbouli, and it was named under the title of From Glasgow to Sharm el-Sheikh. As you know, the Glasgow was the COP27, 26, which was held in Barcelona. It was about the conference of parties. That means that we should all over the world be partnership in this facing this problem, which is the climate change. Really, there are very important points he tackled while he is talking about this important issue, and this started the first session with this issue, which is the climate change, because it's related to humanity, to humankind. So that means that we should put all our efforts, not Egypt only, all over the world. We should cope with each other in very quickly and in very firmness, in order that we can adapt with this climate change. We are not be able to change it all of a second. What we need great efforts in order that we can adapt with this great problem. He really stressed on figures, which is very, very important figures. Let us also focus on it. As he mentioned that every second while we are sitting, that we 10,000 metric tons of greenhouse gases are pumped in atmosphere. This is equivalent to the weight of 170,000 person or individual in the world. So this is very great, and it's very dangerous. Okay. Also, there's not only this is the problem. Also, the rising of the water. Okay, due to the emission of carbon dioxide and the change of the temperature, all this will make lake of the coastal cities are under dangers, that we can all of a sudden it will be vanished. We cannot find these cities, for example, Alexandria and those on the Mediterranean Sea. A lot of points that he also stressed that if we do not make a great effort regarding that 325 million person will be severing of poverty, and also this will lead to not only to external immigration. No, there will be internal immigration within the countries itself. Maybe this will reach 217 million people will make themselves immigrate from their cities to another cities. So this will make a collapse, and this will be lack of food. So this are very dangerous points that he stressed on it while this session is taking place at the WYF. So what will be the solution? The solution that we should implement the agreement, the Paris Agreement, which, as I mentioned, take place on 2015, and to start to cope with all the countries of the world. That's why it is the COP27 that it will take place on the land of peace, which is Sharm el-Sheikh, of course, which will be next November, inshallah. As the COP is referring to the cooperation or the countries of partners. That means conference of partners, that all of us are partner of it. We are not, Egypt is not a part of the problem of this greenhouse gases, because we are not industrial country. We are so limited. We are not very. We are not we are not the main problem of this climate change, but the industrial countries are the main issue. They are the people responsible of this climate change. So what will be the solution? The solution that we should change or move to the renewable or renew energy, which is like green hydrogen, like to have electric, to use the alternative energy, to start to use natural gas instead of the petrol. That's why they are ranking Egypt to be of the top 5 countries that they can boom in this area, in the new or renewable energy.
Which is very important also. Besides these reasons, there are other reasons also. There is the scarcity of water, there is burning of forests, there is the economic greed that has huge gravity and grave implications over the climate. There is the challenges that are facing the wildlife and the endangered species. There are lots of things. Using of toxic matters.
Yes, that's why they started, I think all of us knew or heard about the great projects that is done by the government One of them is the developing of Lake Manzala, in Manzala Lake, as it was neglected for hundreds of years, and this caused a lack of water areas, as well as that there is no areas for for the fishers in order that they can fish, and then also this also make lack of planting. So they started to develop it and maintain it again, and this cost it was costed approximately $2 billion. It's great amount of money had been paid upon this. Also, there are very important also mega project which is taking place. If you refer to the week where His Excellency President Fattah Sisi were in Upper Egypt for a week, where he launched and opened many projects. One of them is the Bamba. Bamba is a complex project where it is at Aswan Governorate, where it's about 41 plants where we going to produce alternative or new energy, and this is will be it will it will make us by 2022 to use or to consume 20% of electricity through it, and by 2050 it will be producing a photovoltaic, which means that we are going to have this energy and alternative for the electricity. Also, it's very important that also the country or the government, the administrative policy is all the houses to be connected with natural gas, especially after the emergence and the Zohr field, which was already we discovered at the Mediterranean Sea. This will help us that we are going to use natural gas instead of using the other ways of how to use the heat in in our homes. And this means also is related to Haya Karima, which is the good life. That it's also means that all the villages also will be connected with natural gas. Also, the government is planning to produce and to manufacture that we are going to have cars. These cars will be electric cars. Okay, and this is also will decrease of the make a decrease of the pollution, and this will help us also how to manage with the climate change, or we can adapt with the climate change, because this will need a great effort, and this effort will take years in order that we can afford this this great problem.
Let's go delve into, take a look over the initiative for the 1 million youth to be able to embrace all the principles of maintaining the means of protecting the environment. Of course, it's called the Climate Ambassadors Initiative?
Yes, the Climate Ambassador Initiative. This is, you know, as His Excellency Mr. President Fattah Sisi launched that this year, which is 2022, will be the year of the civil society. And this was announced at while the launching of the strategy of human rights, the Egyptian human rights, on September 2021. So we, as I'm one of the participants of one of the civil society, which is called the Team Works for Humanity, the volunteer teamwork for humanity, and we started to initiate this the ambassador climate 1 million years for as an ambassador for climate adaptation. We started to make a protocol an agreement with faculties all over all over Egypt within the governmental universities, and we started to give lectures about how to adapt with the climate change and make awareness. It's not only related to adaptation, but we have professors and academics and also experts from different fields, environmental fields, media fields, scientific fields, science, also agriculture, and so on. So we make as a group of partnership from this all academics, people, and experts, in order that we can teach this youth what is climate change and how we can adapt with it and what they should do it, in order that we can learn how to live within this with this problem, and how we can avoid it, because it is a severe, really a severe problem. If we not proceed with this initiation, it will be a disaster. So now we, thanks God, we made we already have graduated till now approximately more than thousands, because this is started on last November. And we now we have students, and also we have academics people are also attending these lectures and symposiums, and also we make this not only for the youth at the universities, also at we go to the libraries and we start to make lectures of how to be aware of this problem and how they can deal with this, by also that we as a human being, we should change our style life. We can start to be consuming of the electricity, of technology, how we can manage our life with all this new stuffs that it should be used in an affordable way, not to use it in a haphazard way, because this will lead us not to be adapted, but to be a consumer, and then we are going to suffer from big problems that will maybe cause the life of a lot of people, millions of people, and we are going to have a severe problem.
You have three main focals that you are going to be working on. You have program number 1, program number 2, 3, and 4.
Yes.
Explain to us your main points.
First of all, we should give an awareness campaign. And now there is an awareness campaign which is called Be Prepared for Green. And Be Prepared for Green, that means that we should use, if we can be able not to use our cars, and we can use, for example, the transportation. And now, as you see, that the country is keening about to develop and maintain new ways of transportation, like the monorail. So it will be better for us to use this instead of using our cars or our the typical way that we used to do in our day life. Also, to plant million of trees. As you know, that there is also an initiation to plant million trees related to the Holi, of Virgin Mariam. This is also one of the most important thing that people change their way of nutrition, that we can start to eat food which is organic food, also to start to not to eat a lot of meat, to start to use you know, that the healthy food. This also leads that we can, if we can go to the places by walking instead of taking transportation. This will also help us to be a friend to the climate. A lot of things is very important. Also, we should make the youth aware of the project that is taking place in Egypt. As I told you, that we are ranked to be one of the 5 countries that we are booming to be using the new renewable energy. As you know, now there is a visit of one of the most important guys who is working in the field of climate. He's called Nigel Topping. Nigel Topping is a high-level climate action guy who is appointed by Boris Johnson. He is now in Egypt, and he made a fruitful discussions with the Minister of Environment, Yasmin Fuad, and also with officials, people at the Minister of Foreigner, and also with the Central Bank and Development Banks in Egypt, as well as the very important also point with the chairman of Suez Canal Economic Zone, Yahya Zaki, and they are going to have a plan to make the Suez Canal Economic Zone as a hub for new hydrogen, producing new hydrogen, and to have a new hydrogen or green hydrogen industry in this area. So we should tell the people about all these projects that is taking place, and that the other countries, the UK and other countries, is looking for Egypt as a very important place for for how to adapt with the climate change. Also, one of the important things that the Suez Canal zone, they are going to have to decarbonize the maritime transport, means that the road, the transportation, the maritime transport will be decarbonized, and there is a great effort between UK and Egypt that by 2050 we will reach zero carbon dioxide. So we should tell the people about these issues, about how that the other countries is looking to Egypt as we are going to be the gate for the economic and for investment in
green economy.
Yes, green economy.
Gate to green economy.
Yes, in Egypt, and also we are going to be the gate to the Africa. That means that the investment will not all, that means Egypt will be the link and the connection between the world and Africa.
Right. There is also another platform that is training youth to be able to enlighten themselves and be aware of the usual trades, daily trades, or the usual consequences that are taken or implicated from global warming.
Yes.
And first of all, to start with, firsthand, they should get a full awareness about what is global warming, how are we supposed to be handling that particular issue, stand up to it, and what exact steps, the do's and don'ts, in order to be able to handle that problem. How do you define global warming to youth and participants? First of all, the participants are only youth or people who are interested?
Youth and people who are interested in it, but mainly we are targeting the youth, mainly. Because they are the future. They are going to be the leadership. So they should be aware of that, because they are going to work in different fields. So they should know how to adapt with the climate change and how they can make benefit of what we are teaching them about it in different fields. How they can make use of, for example, of the waste of food. Sometimes the waste of the food can be used as a fertilizing for the
because there is a food chain.
It's a recyclation.
Right,
also that we should decrease of using the nylon, for example, in our package. We should refer back to the nature. We should return back out to nature. How we are using everything in a way that it is healthy, more healthy for us, in order to start to begin or to adapt our life, our living with this climate change.
Another important point, which is the climate justice and the some debts, some climate debts that are due and supposed to be paid, which probably not most of the people are aware of. If you like to give us a definition of that particular focus.
You mean by debts like what? Yani,
like we owe nature some rights. There are things.
The rights, our rights for living.
A violation of nature that we have done in the past.
Yes, the violation.
A violation for the environment. It's still ongoing. I mean,
yes.
Like you said, there are industrial countries that are taking advantage of some developing countries, and they are making all their industries. Like, I'm not going to mention names, but some huge fashion industries are taking all the industry, removing it from the United States and Europe to India, to Mali, to
yes, to the third countries, to the third world countries. Yes,
and also there is deforestation, there is burning of the forests, there is the hunt of endangered species. There is the circus. There is things for commercial, interests that are not supposed to be done.
We need to let people learn more in order that they can change their attitudes, and accordingly they will behave according to that.
Exactly. Are you doing this?
Yes, we are trying to do this, but till date we didn't reach this behavior that we seek from the people. I used to teach my children, for example, that they should, when they are going to throw to the basket, that they should keep the paper in a special basket, and the plastic in a special basket, and so on, the waste of the foods in another one. Why? Because this can be recycled again. The paper can be recycled, and now if you see this, now the paper is costs a lot, and when you going to buy, by the way, now this is the if you are going to buy a book, for example, the book is imported from Europe or from any place, you will find it's cost too much, and you cannot be able to gain this book, because you will not afford to buy a book with 1,000 Egyptian pound. Now there is recyclation of the book, and then you can find a book you want to buy. It is printed, and it's recycled, and it is imported from India. Instead of published, for example, in Europe, it will be published in India, so it will be less cost. So this is one of the ways of how we can make benefit of the recyclation of the papers. For example, when we finish, the students, when they finish the academic year, they throw the paper. No, these papers can go to another place, and these places, for example, the civil society, they can make benefit of it, they can recycle it, they can make use of it once again. Also the plastic, the same. Also we can make arts from this waste, from plastic. We can return back to the nature and make, for example, stuff from the palms itself. We can make this from the nature. Also we can return back again and start to manufacture soap from the nature, from the oil of olive oil, and so on. So it's very important now that we can teach also this youth how to make to be an entrepreneurship in a product that it is referred from the waste that we already have, but it will be benefit for them, and then it will be also benefit for the economic, and they can manage, and they can be having work instead of working at a place or to be affiliated to an organization and so on. So they can be having their own business or own job. So it's very important. This is not only will help also to adapt, to change, to help in facing this problem, which is the climate change. No, we are going to adapt with it, we are going to live with it, and we are going to make benefit of it. So we will change it from something negative to be a positive issue.
This is concerning enlightening youth or setting awareness program to youth. But what about the informal settlements and the low-income brackets and this community and the low-income families, probably people in villages, people who should have, on the first place, receiving awareness campaigns concerning burning of garbage, for example, burning or throwing garbage in the River Nile, or probably hunting on some birds that are not supposed to be hunted, or for example, the ashes of some harvest of their.
Yes.
I mean, many things. This should be taken at schools, should be taken at cafes in villages, should be taken at some industries, I mean, with workers.
Yes, but this will be not only by media, it will be also by communication skills to be contact, person to person. That means that you need to, as you know, in media, we used to teach a theory which is called snowball, okay? Which means that the word of mouth. If I'm going to talk to you about an issue or about an idea, so this idea, if you are attracted or grabbed to this idea and you are going to be convinced, persuaded by this idea due to the appeals that I'm going to use, which is maybe intellectual or emotional or both of them. So we are going to start to think about it, to take an attitude.
Brainstorm things.
Yes, and you are going to take an attitude. This, accordingly, you'll start to talk with your friend, maybe your neighbor, your family. You will discuss this issue. Will be influencing. You are going to influence others. So we need that beside media, to have an awareness campaign, but to know, first of all, we should study the people who are going to target them with this awareness campaign, to know how to talk with them, to know their language, to know how to convince them, because they have traditions, they have attitudes, they have
a culture.
Yes, they have a culture. So we used to study them first, and to know how they are thinking, how to attract them, how to start to make them change their attitude and according the behavior in their lifestyle. I think this can be done, and we are doing that because now social media also plays a great role in that. They are now, all of the people in everywhere, in villages, as I used to, because I used to go to teach in faculties in Bani Suef, in Suez, in Armenia. So now I used to be so close to different students from different cultures. They are not only from Armenia or Bani Suef, no, they are from Asyut, from Suhag, from Bani Suef, from Aswan. So you start to have a knowledge about their cultures. So we are going to know how to start to talk to them. Yes, and then you are going, of course, when they will be so close to you, or they start to think of your ideas, that your ideas will be benefit for them, they will be influenced, and accordingly they will change their attitude. But this needs a cooperation between the government as well as the civil society, because this is the time of the civil society. Not everything will be in the hand of the government.
You talked about civil society and the government, which also is going to take us to another important thing that we should not deny, which is harshening the laws and trying to enforce them. There are laws that are ratified, but they're not used. Like, for example, the economic greed, which is a big challenge to the rights of environment. And we're not talking about Egypt, we're talking about European countries, superpower countries like the United States and other countries who throw their waste in the ocean, who burn forests, who invest on endangered species, for example, who are still propagating and promoting for wearing fur. And these are distinct speeches.
Yes.
You know, many things that the law is not really harshly affected and should be taken. Whose homework is that? I mean, whose mission is that? To remind the authorities to take action against those violations.
This is the duty of the parliament, okay, that they are going to...
Or the international community like the United Nations.
This is the part of it, but means that if the international community take decision, that means that each country will adapt this these regulations according to the regulation of the country, because of course you are not going to judge the people or allege the people according to the international law. You are going to allege them or to start to make punishment according to the laws that you are going to start to legislate in Egypt. So I think it's very important now, not by law, but by nature, by culture, by changing, that you should tell them this is very important. Yes, yes, it's very important. It's all
about awareness.
Yes, awareness is very important, and people can be adapted. For example, if we refer to the campaign of million health or million صحة, 100 million صحة, okay, the people moved and they started to go to these centers in order to check their health, because they knew that it's very important. Now they started also, the civil society started to work in this area, and they started to establish hospitals in these areas in order that the people should not do not use to move to Cairo to the center or to the capital in order to have the medicine or to be treated well. So now you should move to these people. You need to go to them instead of let them moving to you. So they will feel reality. They will know that there is something important. Also, these people, we should move to the leaders of these people, because they are going to be more effective, and they are going to be more convince them how to change their behavior.
On that very optimistic note, Dr. Gilan Abdul, you are a former dean, the media department, South University. I would like to thank you so much for this valuable information. Hope to continue this on another episode, a series of episodes.
Thank you so much.
To the benefit of our viewers.
Thank you so much, and thank you for
coming.
all your viewers. And we hope, inshallah, that we adapt with the climate change, and that the people will be all behaving in a way that we should make benefit of this, not to make it something negative, to be positive, inshallah.
And all the best to your initiative, inshallah.
Thank you. And
thank you so much. And I guess this brings us to the end of this edition of Windows on Current Affairs. Many thanks to all of you. Until we see you again next week, that's a goodbye.